This Saturday morning action cartoon review comes from Rebecca Olson. Thank you for the request. Now, yes, you may think that a show like this would be geared towards girls because the show itself revolves around 5 female protagonists. But personally, for me, I didn't mind this, and in fact, I enjoyed this. Male or female, a show like this can be enjoyed with all audiences. And I'd definitely say it's better than the Winx Club. So, what is Witch exactly? It's an animated series based on an Italian comic book. The show aired on Toon Disney's Jetix block. The show itself is about 5 young girls who were recruited to become the Guardians of Vale, a group of superpowered defenders who are tasked with keeping order in the universe. To do this, they must maintain the Veil by closing the portals. Later, I believe somewhere in the first to second episode, they meet up with a guy named Caleb. He's a young leader of Rebel Army Meridian. He tells the rightful Guardians that the rightful heir to their thrones, Phobos' sister, is hidden away somewhere on Earth. And now that the Veil is weak enough to pass through it, both the Rebels and Phobos are racing to find the heir somewhere on Earth. As they work together to search the rightful heir to their throne, all 5 of the Guardians are slowly beginning to learn the other forces at work behind the scenes, manipulating the coursing various events involving the War of Meridian, and that everything and everyone they encounter is not what they appear to be. We have the grandmother, who is a mentor to the girls, and is one of the girls from the previous team. We also have Blanc, who is the Goblin of Meridian, who is both annoying and utterly gross. The show is distinguishing the clever writing, plotting, and bold attempt at creating a series with a centralized plot that develops each episode with little to no filler episodes. Most of the episodes revolve around the chess maneuvers between the villains and the girls, and the girls start out losing out the war and must slowly build their victories. However, they tend to lose more often than they win due to the villain's cunning intelligence, but the plot still moves one step closer to its conclusion. The show is also notable for avoiding many tropes typical of the action genre. For example, the sorting algorithm of evil. Neither Phobos minions or the girls get any more powerful, or visually better at using their powers. Instead, the character development comes from how both sides treat their war. The girls initially get their missions like a game or a nuisance, and get much more serious with time. Both the girls and Phobos get much smarter too. Early episodes have the girls making Keystone Cops blundered in trying to hide their secret, while the bad guys make their ham-fisted attacks. By the end, the girls and Phobos are incredibly sneaky. The second season avoids it as well. Even though the girls get some upgrade and neat new powers, they still have trouble beating the series' big bad Narissa, even though she is arguably weaker than Phobos. The trouble the girls have stems from Narissa's uncanny scheming ability. Now, I must say, I really enjoyed this show during my early teen years. I've always been into magical girl type of shows, even though I'm a guy. The show definitely has the unique pseudo-anime flavor most shows from the mid-2000s have. While many criticize this awfully feels nostalgic for those like me who were preteens or teens during this era. The show is creative. Yes, maybe it does take inspiration from shows like Sailor Moon, but in its own unique self, it is its own great show, and I'd say it's better than Sailor Moon. Plus, it had amazing animation. The Winx Club's animation looks a bit cheesy for me and reminds me of an animated Bratz film, while Witch looks a lot more professionally done. Interesting, however, the book series happens to be the same country as Italy. The animation, however, reminds me of a show called Totally Spies, which happens to be from France, same place the animators behind which happen to be located. The show itself was cancelled in 2006, I believe due to low ratings, but it still has a strong dedicated fanbase that would love a revival. If it were to ever happen, I could definitely see the show being put on Netflix. This is a very underrated show, and I highly recommend anybody check this out. Even if you're a guy, I think you'll probably enjoy this, which gets a 7.9 out of 10. This is Red Wolf signing out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.